Welcome to another episode of Making It Keto, and today we're going to be making keto chocolate coffee cinnamon roll buns. Y'all gonna love this one. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, let's get started. So before we get started, I want to let everyone know that the exact amounts to all the ingredients that I'm going to tell you will be listed in the description box below. Okay, so we're going to start off with all our dry ingredients first. So that in this bowl, what I have is the Vital Wheat gluten, the Lupin Flour, the Oat Fiber, your sweetener of choice, salt, and the Xanthan Gum. So once we got all this in the bowl, guys, we're going to go ahead and get everything mixed well. Take your time at this part because you want to make sure you got all the ingredients well incorporated. Alright, so now you want to get the nut milk of choice. Here I'm using almond milk. I put it in the microwave and I got it the temperature up anywhere between 120 and 130. And then you want to go ahead and add in a tablespoon of instant coffee. Once you do that, you want to go ahead and stir it up and get everything mixed together. Alright, now it's time to get our wet mixture together. So you want to go ahead and get out your mixer and put in your yeast. And we're going to use just a teaspoon of honey. And if you guys been with the channel long enough, you know it's just to feed the yeast. After that, we want to go ahead and add in our warm nut milk. And we just want to take a whisk and give it a little mix to get that yeast going. And then we can also go ahead and add in our 1 egg. And we also want to go ahead and get our whisk again and give that a little mix just to get the egg incorporated before we add in the dry ingredients. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add in our dry ingredients. Go ahead and add all in at one time. Then what I did, guys, is I'm using my KitchenAid stand mixer. So I went and put on the paddle first and I got everything kind of mixed. And then I went to my dough hook. But guys, you don't have to have a stand mixer to do this. Honestly, once I got halfway through the mixing, I wish I kind of had just used my hands. I'll just say be careful because when you first put in your nut milk, it's going to be kind of warm. So just keep that in mind. But for all the inquiring minds, you do not have to have a stand mixer to make this ingredients or any of my ingredients. I just use it because it's expensive and I hate wasting money on expensive stuff and not use it. But you can do it without a stand mixer. Alright, so about halfway through your mixing process, you want to go ahead and add in your room temperature butter. And guys, once you have your butter mixed in and well incorporated, your end result should look something like this. Your dough should have this consistency. Once you get to this point, all we're going to do now is cover it with like some saran wrap or a cloth. We're going to let it proof for about an hour. All right, now while the dough is proofing, we're going to go ahead and make the cinnamon middle. So we're going to start off with some room temperature or melted butter. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our Swerve, our brown Swerve sugar. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our cinnamon. Now guys, I'm going to give you an exact amount for the cinnamon, but you can add more if you like cinnamon. You can add more, so you don't have to put an exact amount. That's in the description. If you like cinnamon, go ahead and add a little bit more of it. But just kind of make sure your butter is melted in room temperature, and you want it to look like this once you finish mixing. All right. After our hour of proofing, your dough should have doubled in size. It should look something like this. Once we to this point, okay, we're going to go ahead and get ready to roll this dough out and get everything started. So what I did is I used a little bit of my oat fiber and I sprinkled it across my countertop to help the dough from sticking. And you may also want to add a little bit to the top of the dough too, because when I was rolling it out, my rolling pin kind of got stuck a couple times. But yeah, just if that starts happening like it happened to me, you guys just can add the oat fiber like I'm doing right there, and that'll help it from sticking. And this is what you're looking for, guys. You want to get it out as square as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try to do your best with it. All right, once we have our dough rolled out, we're going to go ahead and add in our cinnamon middle. So guys, I'm just using an offset spatula, and I'm going to spread the cinnamon all the way across the dough. But on the far end, you're going to see I'm going to leave about an inch. You don't want to take it all the way to the edge on the far side, because when you close it up, you want it to be able to close. So if you have any of the cinnamon middle there, it's not going to seal properly. So as you can see right there, I left like about an inch. It don't have to be perfect. I just don't suggest going all the way to the edge of the dough with the cinnamon filling. Moving on. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our chocolate chips. As you know, these are the Lily dark chocolate chips. Guys, I added in I think about a half a cup. You can add in more, but just make the adjustments for your recipe, because it will change your carb counts. They are low carb chocolate chips, but they do have some carbs in it. But yeah, if you want more, you can add more. All right, once we finish adding our chocolate chips, we're going to go ahead and roll it up. Just like any traditional cinnamon roll recipe, guys. We're going to take our time. We're going to slowly roll it until we got it all the way rolled up into a log. Once you got your dough rolled up, go ahead and square your edges up. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get out a I believe this is a 9x9 square baking dish, and we're going to grease the bottom. I'm just using coconut oil, and then you want to take your dough and cut it in half. And then what I did is I took my half and cut that in half, and then I took my half of that half and cut it in half. This is the best method for me to be able to get equal amounts of cinnamon roll, and I got about eight cuts. So if you have another method that you know how to do, you can use it, but I'm just trying to simplify it as best as I can. So just really taking the half of that half and cutting it in half until you get 8 cinnamon rolls. Alright guys, so once we've got it all cut in the 8 pieces, we're going to allow it to proof for about an hour. Alright, so while the rolls are proofing, we're going to go ahead and make a simple icing for our cinnamon rolls. So what we got here is room temperature cream cheese, room temperature butter, sweetener of choice. We're just going to get out a hand mixer and blend everything together. Now guys, if you like thick icing, leave the recipe as is. Do not add the almond milk to this. The almond milk is exclusively just to loosen up your icing. I like a runny icing, so that's why you see I'm adding the almond milk. But if you like your icing thick, don't add the almond milk. Just leave the recipe as is without the almond milk, and you'll have a thick icing. Alright, once your dough is finished proofing for the last time, we're going to be baking these at 350 for 12 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it around the 10-minute marker. When it was done and out of the oven, this is what it looked like. We making keto easy by making everything keto. If you like the recipe, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you want to join the team of making it keto, go ahead and hit that subscriber button. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.